All right, well, here we go. So we are back. We have just gotten back from visiting the client's house and started another print, and the camera is doing its funky stuff again. It looks like we're gonna have to restart that. Yep, we're gonna restart the camera here. So the last night, well, yesterday, all day yesterday, we were printing part of the base. I can't wait to get the get some of the stuff printed. I have the spool coming, the 5 kilogram spool of gray that I'll be using for the model itself. And I decided to start printing the base part of it. Um, it's going to take probably another 22 hours. This one here, which is the part that's on screen, this is what's on the printer right now, which we'll switch to here. This piece is going to take 12 hours and a bit. 12, I think 12 and a half hours to print. Um, we have a preview of the other half. So this is like the top portion, and the it's like the top left, and then this is the top right. And this one here printed all day yesterday, and I'm not super happy with this stuff I can clean, but this is the part that I'm concerned about. I'm gonna have to find a pick of some sort. The supports that were put inside have basically adhered themselves to the inside of the slots. I'm gonna have to try and figure that one out. There's still some support material on here that I have to take off. But I mean, the majority of this stuff, it just comes right off. So, there we go. And so we just kind of peel it off, and then underneath there's little fuzzies and stuff, which we're gonna sand all this stuff anyway. So I'm not super concerned with the outright appearance of it. I just wanted to make sure that all of these little holes and stuff are gonna work. If I at least get one or two, like this has two slots that are clear because they printed vertically, because it printed in this orientation. And these ones printed horizontally and they're plugged. So as long as I get a couple that work, I can link them together, and I'm gonna get some glue. If I can get that gloop stuff, 3D gloop, then I will try to use that to assemble this thing. The problem is that it's all out of stock right now. So yeah, but anyway, so that's the probably the right side, and this is the left side, maybe something like that. I think it goes like that when it prints. So yeah, and then for the spool, I printed off a bracket 2 days ago. So I'm gonna have to get a platform because if I put this in the middle of the spool, as long as the spool for the 5 kilogram is the same diameter, I won't have to. But if it's a little bit bigger, I might have to lift this, raise it up with like a 2x4 or something, or figure out a way to mount this to the desk, like on the side this way, and then have the spool hanging off the side of the desk. That might work. We'll figure it out. Kind of annoyed that it's only one bracket. I just printed two of them. I should have mirrored it or something like that because it doesn't line up. It has to be this way, but that's doesn't matter. It just has to function. 5 kilogram spool is too heavy to hang off of this machine, so that is the current state. I printed a benchy with this filament before I printed the other parts, and it printed fairly decent compared to the green PLA that was also from Sunny, the same stuff, which printed about the same. So the one thing I noticed with the blue is it seems to string a lot more. Like there's a lot of the string material from every single layer. It does it. So there's just like it looks like Velcro straps around the whole piece, and they were wrapped around the whole thing. Like it was when it was printing it and it was going from this side to this side, it was just stringing right across, and it was the whole way through. So it was almost um, every like 2 layers or 3 layers, it would put a string across, and it's not horrible. It's not the end of the world, but it's definitely different. The green did not do that when I printed big stuff. So, like for example, when I was printing these and it was going jumping across, I didn't have any stringing. So yeah, I don't understand why the blue is doing it and the green did not as much. I mean, there was some stringing, but it wasn't horrible. Um, and as you can see, oh, I'm getting phone calls. So this is the 255 clips, and the problem that I was having, or my initial discovery, is that so these go in here somehow. Now I don't know how far they go in. That one's plugged. Those are plugged. It's just basically these ones. Let's try a different one. It is possible that it has shrunk inside, so it might not be exactly dimensionally accurate. I'm gonna glue it anyways, so it's not the end of the world if they don't fit perfectly. But I think it's gonna be fun. So the idea is we're going to print the base, and we're going to put the printer off to the side as it prints the rest of the model. Probably the next 4 days, 5 days, it's going to be the worst because I can only print one piece. They're the size of the print bed, and they go up almost to max height. So I won't be able to print more than one. Uh, the next print after this, so after in the next 13 hours when this is finished, I'm going to start the next level or the next part, which is the remainder of these pieces. So it's got um, a cross member with like an X pattern, and then it has a curved piece. And those are the ones that are, I can put all four for, so like the first one has this piece, the curved and the cross member, and then the second one had the other side of this, the other cross piece, and the other curved piece. So those are the two kind of sets that I had, and then there's a pillar or something that goes in the middle. I don't remember exactly what's on it, but I merged the two folders that had the cross and curved pieces, and so I can print all four at the same time. It fills the bed. These are too big to really fit the other pieces on at the same time, and it was taking a long time anyways. I didn't want it to fail and ruin two parts at the same time. So we're gonna get that one printing as soon as this is done. And while that's there, we're going to work on probably sanding this stuff down, and then while it's apart and we can get inside, because when it's together it'll be kind of jammed and hard to get at. So we'll try to sand this stuff as much as possible while we have access to all the nooks and crannies, and then we will hopefully by that time I'll have some kind of glue that I can connect together, and then we will continue on with the process. But yeah, that is, you can see it stringing already. And it's only at 210. Now it's cooler in this room, so I've increased the bed temperature by 5, and the nozzle it's in the middle. This stuff goes 205 to 215, and I have it set to 210. I had it set to 205 earlier, and I was printing this piece, and I noticed that it was doing this rubbing sound. So I think it was hardening too fast or something. It was weird. I didn't like the way that it sounded when it was printing, and I can deal with the stringiness. It's not, like I said before, it's not the end of the world. So that is the current state of all this stuff. Let's kind of clean up all the support stuff I pulled off here. So far it's printing pretty good. I can't wait to see the spool. I think it's going to be amazing to see a 5 kilogram spool. I've never seen one before because I've only seen two 1 kilogram spools so far. Um, but yeah, I think it'll be really cool to see this stuff when it comes in. So we're getting there. We're starting to print all this stuff and coming along pretty good. Let's try and see if we can get into here. Oh, we need to turn this off. So the other one, this one here, open this project. Okay. So this is the print of the next set we're gonna do. So this is gonna take I think it was like 10 hours when I did it. Yeah, 10 hours and 8 minutes. Only 94 grams of plastic. So and the reason why I'm using the blue is because I have it, and while I'm waiting for the other spool, which should be here this week, this coming week, I can at least print this stuff. This isn't the worst if it's a different color. Everything's gonna be primed and stuff anyways. But we're gonna find a bunch of um, filler, and we're gonna get some sandpaper so that we can actually sand this stuff smooth. And once we get most of the rough edges done and the really hard stuff to reach off, we will assemble the base. I figure we'll assemble the base, and when it's one piece, it'll let us go fill any holes and gaps, and then we will smooth it all out to be the same kind of feel, so there's no like ridges and stuff in the seams. So I think that's what we're gonna end up doing at some point. I have no idea how I'm gonna paint this. I do not have an airbrush. Right now, I'm probably gonna just use primer filler in a can. I have to go buy a can. Um, but I think once we get all of the parts printed and sanded, we'll just leave them until we're ready to actually do the priming and the actual painting. Um, I would like to get them sanded and filled so they're smooth-ish at least, so that I can deal with the painting and stuff outside later. I'll probably end up having to go into the shop and because I don't want to put spray paint in the house, but yeah, we'll give that a shot. So we're gonna leave this up for the next little while here. And yeah, so this is just an update. Um, Mainly, this is just easier to do than making a YouTube video on this. So that's all I kind of wanted to do was show the current stage of the printing process. And yeah, we've got lots of work to do and lots of work ahead of us that I'm really looking forward to the printing aspect and the sounding. I'm not sure about the painting yet. I've never painted a model like this. Not well, yeah, not like this. The last time I painted a model was probably when I was like 8, 10 years old, and we used to have like Corvettes and motorcycle models and ships and planes and stuff like that. And I was into model building way back in the day. Um, Kind of got out of it when computers came around, and we'll see how it all works. But yeah, this stuff seems to be working pretty good for me so far. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it, and we will see you guys later.